Everyone's face when Sarah came downstairs was hilarious. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Audrey Jerome, as you all know, and if you don't, well, hi. As you can see, today is week 3 recap of the Bachelor 2021. Weird things happened this week, and it was mostly surrounded by Sarah, surprisingly, but then again, not surprisingly. I was surprised that it was about her, but then again, I kind of like expected it just from her vibe from last week.
It's currently 2 a.m. in Ottawa right now. It's 2 or 3 a.m., so excuse me for looking a little bit rougher than usual. As I said, it's pretty late.
This week we have quite a few things to unravel, unpack, so bear with me and let's start with the video. The whole night started with the rose ceremony. Mari, Kayla, MJ, they all got a rose. Other girls got a rose too. And as expected, Marilyn did not get a rose. I knew that he was gonna believe Victoria and not Marilyn. Unfortunately, Victoria was lying, but she played her cards really well. Somehow she managed to really like manipulate Matt, and she played her cards really well, and Marilyn went home. Her next target was indeed Sarah, and we see how that plays out throughout the whole episode. This week there was 3 dates. Everyone was supposed to go on dates, but we only saw 2 dates: the group date and the one-on-one with Serena. But first there was a group date. The whole group date theme was kind of like a sex story theme type of thing, and I did not know that Chris Harrison wrote a book, and I felt like this date was like a kind of like a way to like Inky flex his book, because I feel like no one knew that he actually wrote a book until now. Obviously everyone had their time to read out loud the poems to the other girls.
When they said that there was gonna be an audience, I was like, how? Because there's COVID. But then I was like, okay, it makes sense that it's the other girls and not actually random people because there's COVID, and I wouldn't think that there was gonna like just add people to the house like that, because I feel like there's many procedures that they have to like follow again for COVID.
I'm gonna like quickly like talk about each girl's poem or like text or whatever, but like that really quick. First we had Matt's text. It was pretty awkward. I didn't really like it. It was not really funny. It was more on the awkward side for some reason. But the girl's face when he was reading it killed me. They're all like, he's so hot, but I don't know, that was kind of awkward to watch. Then we had Anna. I actually like throughout the whole episode, like I actually like liked this girl. She was really funny. I love the title. It was called Fantasy Suite. The whole thing was actually like, it was just really nice. Like there was no like bad comments about it. Like I actually like Anna now. Like I feel like before she was kind of like low-key relevant, well, in my eyes, but I feel like now she's like slowly like talking more, and like they're actually showing her more, and I'm not gonna complain because I'm actually like her now. Then we had Rachel. Again, I loved hers. I was happy that she was able to like get out of her comfort zone, because obviously that was really hard for her, but hers was pretty good. Maybe not the best, but I was really happy with what I saw. Then we had Katie. I did not expect anything less out of this girl. Again, she's the one who bought the dildo, so we all know that she's a pretty sexual person. Again, there was a lot of parts that were bleeped out because obviously it was national TV, and there's things that you just cannot necessarily say on national TV. But the girl's face killed me, and I felt like it was pretty good too, even though I obviously didn't hear the whole thing. Last and not least, we had Victoria's poem. Half of hers was bleeped out. I don't know if it was good, I don't know if it was bad, but it seemed like the girls and Matt was really enjoying it, so I feel like that's a really good thing. And the girls were really laughing, and I'm kind of sad because I feel like I wish that we were able to like hear it, but again, I know that it's like not possible because these words are like pretty vulgar, and I just knew that there was no way they were gonna put that on TV. After that, we had the whole night portion of the date. Him and Rachel finally got to kiss. I was really happy to see that, because I was like, when are they gonna kiss my favorite girl with my bachelor? I was like, when is it gonna happen? But it finally happened after 3 weeks. Then Katie was talking about the fact that women should be able to talk about their sexuality and just like their sexual aspect of their life comfortably, and I totally agree with that. I feel like a lot of like guys, when they talk about like their sexual aspect of their life, it's very normalized and it's very like it's just normal, but like when girls talk about it, they tend to like appear as like a hoe or like lesser than men. But like we should actually be able to talk about this type of things just naturally, because it is natural. I liked how Katie brought that up because it was actually accurate.
Then that is when the drama happened.
Basically, Sarah, the girl that was not supposed to be on the date, she was feeling insecure, long story short, and she went on the date and she took Katie's time to talk to Matt. Listen, I have pretty strong opinions about what happened, so just bear with me here. If you're a jealous person, I don't understand, like jealous, insecure, all these type of feelings, all this type of like character in a person, I don't understand why you would come on the show. If you're aware that you get easily jealous, why put yourself through that entire scene of like being on The Bachelor and seeing your man date 32 other girls? I feel like if I knew that I was a jealous person, I wouldn't like put myself through that just to be on TV. I honestly did not appreciate Sarah interrupting Katie's date and the whole group date at all. She said that she was feeling emotionally drained, but they've only been there for 2 weeks and Sarah's literally had it easy the entire time there. She had a rose, she had her one-on-one, she had some more time with Matt, but somehow she's the one feeling emotionally drained and somehow she's the one feeling insecure. I get the whole insecure thing because obviously there's like 32 girls over there, but everyone feels insecure. It's the fact that it was not even her group date and she still had the nerve and the audacity to like actually leave the house that she was in and to go interrupt another date, knowing damn well that her date was going to be the next day. That made no sense to me. For once, as hard as it is to say, I did agree with Victoria. You just don't do that. I found it extremely disrespectful. It was just not needed. I would have understood if what she said to Matt was really urgent, like about her dad and or about like her, I don't know, something really important. But what she told Matt was basically, long story short, just her feeling insecure and she wanted reassurance from Matt. And that could have waited one or two more days. There was really no need to interrupt Katie's time and the whole group date in general. Not only did it create more drama, the girls now hate you. You've just created a lot of like drama in the house. The whole thing with Katie, how she interrupted Katie, then Katie went back downstairs, then Katie went back upstairs, waited, and then came back, and it was just so awkward. It was literally one guy with 2 girls and I felt the awkwardness, but I really like Katie now. I like how she was ballsy enough to be like, I'm sorry, but like you're not on the group date, so can I please talk to my man back, because I found that what you did was very rude. Throughout the whole night, she didn't really like, she was not really being rude to like Sarah. Like obviously she was able to show that she was upset, but she was still like respectful towards Sarah. Then after that, Sarah went outside and then Victoria had the audacity. Victoria is so fake. She was like, oh, I was worried about you, Katie. When you walked in, I was wondering if it was about your health or your dad. If you rewind to what truly happened, Victoria was like, what's she doing here? She was being hella fake. Victoria, bro, I didn't understand the purpose of lying to Sarah. Obviously, she's gonna watch the show like when she goes back home, and you're gonna watch it too. So what was the reason of lying? Like, what was the reason?
What was the reason? I had a reason. What was the reason? What was the reason? I just explained the reason. What was the reason, bitch? I don't need to explain myself to you. And what was the reason?
The whole interrupting thingy, I actually did not like that. Her coming ruined the other girls' night, and a lot of girls, like more than half of the girls, did not have a time with Matt. I was happy that it was Rachel that got the rose, but I didn't think it was necessarily fair for him to give a rose without talking to the other girls, because Sarah just ruined the night. You know what I mean?
Basically, that was just the downfall of Sarah's night and Sarah's week, and it gets sadly worse.
Fast forward to Serena's date. I was pleasantly surprised with Serena, our little Canadian represent Toronto girl. You know, I'm from Ottawa, so it's like I like to see it. I find that her and Matt had a really, really good connection. When they would talk to each other, it was very natural. It just flowed very naturally. There was no like awkwardness. Like, she would make jokes, they would laugh together. It would just be smooth. Nothing really bad happened on their date. I mean, it was cute or whatever. I felt like they had a really good conversation on the night portion of the date. They were able to just communicate with each other, and like I actually shipped them. So I wish her the best. I like her. She's pretty chill, pretty cute vibes. She's goofy, cute. No hard feelings towards her. Then they showed the girls in the house talking shit about Sarah, per usual. Then somebody knocked on the door. Then Rachel had the group date card. Everyone's face when Sarah came downstairs was hilarious. Sarah's face, Rachel's face, MJ's face, Victoria's face, Anna's face, Katie's face. Everyone was like, what is she doing here? It was so funny to see. Honestly, I look, you have mixed feelings about what truly happened, and I want to be honest with y'all. So at first, I completely agree with the girls. I was like, what Sarah did was honestly like not necessary whatsoever. It was very relevant to me, and I felt like she really ruined the night. However, at first it was okay. Like, the girls were like just telling her that like it was not cool what you did or whatever. But I felt like obviously Victoria was being a little too harsh. She was saying how like, oh, I don't care how many times you apologize, I'll never forgive you, whatever. And I felt bad for Sarah, and I'm not gonna lie, because at the end of the day, it wasn't really her plan to really do what she did. Because at first I wasn't really sure at first if she was being fake or not, but watching it more, I was like, I don't think she was truly planned it. I felt like she was really just insecure, and sadly she didn't think of like the effect that it was gonna have on the other girls. But I didn't think she was doing it like on purpose or whatever, and I felt like Victoria was being a little bit too harsh. Like I always say, there's ways to express how you feel without being rude and without being disrespectful, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can be upset, but it's how you put it into words and like how you talk about it that will actually show who you are. But Anna, again, spilling facts. Sarah was like, oh, like, I've had it really hard. Anna was like, I'm sorry, honey, but you really didn't, because she had a one-on-one. She had many time with Matt. Matt spent a bunch of time this week just reassuring her, but it's like, how much reassurance do you actually need? You know what I mean? Like, you're a grown-ass woman, and if you're insecure, just don't go on the show, because obviously it's very emotionally draining to see your man date 32 other girls. I felt like Sarah saying that she had it rough was kind of inconsiderate of other people's feelings, because like many girls did not have a one-on-one, did not have a group date, did not talk to Matt all week. So for her to say that she had it rough was just irrelevant, to be honest. But then the next day, that's when like Sarah was like, okay, I'm just gonna go home or whatever. And I honestly truly appreciate Katie. I feel like if I was in the show, I would just be like Katie, because I'm able to like put my feelings aside to really talk to the person. If Katie, the girl that you interrupted, is able to talk to you maturely, then everyone else can, because at the end of the day, she interrupted Katie, not Victoria, not MJ, not Rachel. It was Katie. Yet Katie was still able to talk to you and maturely and respectfully. I like how sadly they were able to connect on their father's disease and like death or whatever. And I felt really bad, and I actually started tearing up when Sarah and Katie were crying. Like, I just feel like, as hard as it is, I genuinely felt like it was best for Sarah to go home. I do think the girls bullying her played a little part in it, but long story short, she was crying a lot this week. Her dad is not doing well. The girls are bullying her, and it's like, yeah, the girls are bullying you, but I just feel like we don't really understand how she feels, because she lives in a house with 30 other girls. So if none of the girls really like you, it is really heavy on your mental health. And just knowing that all the girls hate you and like having to like live with them is actually really hard. I'm not gonna lie, I still don't like how she dealt with the whole situation, staying inside the house, not going downstairs, facing your actions. I didn't really like that. I didn't like how she went on the group date or whatever, but I do understand where and why she left. Then she finally had her talk with Matt, and it was pretty sad to see. I mean, like, you can tell that, like, he obviously likes her and she likes him, but as I said, like, I just felt like it was just best for her to go home, to go take care of her dad, and to really just be there with her family, because like Katie said, Katie did not have the chance to say goodbye to her dad. And yeah, you want to get married and you want to get engaged and like find a potential husband, but your family comes first. So I understand why she left. I really liked how Matt was actually being considerate of her feelings, never tried to like pressure her into staying. He really understood why, because obviously family is very important for Matt and Sarah. So I felt like that's why he didn't necessarily fight with her and like force her to stay, because he knew that like obviously like her dad is dying. There comes a time where you have to choose, and I feel like she genuinely made the right choice for herself. And that is it for this review. Not a bunch of things happened. It was mostly about Sarah. Next week there will be 5 new girls coming in the house. Drama, drama, drama. Victoria was crying in the preview in the trailer for once. I'm excited to see why she was crying. There might be a potential escort in the show. We shall see. We shall see who the new girls are. I'm scared, I'm excited, but I know next week is going to be a really good episode, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, guys, as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, join the gang, and I'll see you next week for a brand new review and a brand new video. So bye, guys.